Hi everyone, it's Nikki from Lollipop Farm, and since October is National Animal Safety and Protection Month, I'm here with Joanna, our farm director, to talk to you guys about the next portion of our safety videos, which is going to be emergency preparedness. Hi Joanna.
Hi. So what we want to do is share with pet owners what should you have in place so that if a disaster strikes and you need to evacuate, how can you have things set up so you can easily take your pets with you? We know that our pets are family members and we don't want to leave without them. What should you do so that you're ready to go in an emergency? So one of the first things is know that you have identification on your pet. Whether it's a collar and a tag or a microchip, you want to make sure that there's something that can link that pet to you if possible. Microchips are great because tags and collars can fall off, but you have to have a microchip reader. It's okay. A lot of shelters and vet clinics have those now.
Yeah, and also for microchip information, it's important too because if you have to go to an actual evacuation center, most of them do require microchip as well as any vaccination records. So one of the first things we have in our bag that is probably the most important thing that you're going to want to have ready before any sort of evacuation occurs is just a little folder with all of your pet's most important information. So rabies vaccination records, any other vaccinations that they might have, as well as phone numbers to your veterinarian and emergency veterinarian, any contact information for you in case you are not the person grabbing this, and then just any sort of additional information that somebody might need to know, like medications that your pet is on or anything like that.
One of the other things to think about when it comes to what happens if you get separated from your pet is you want to know that you have proof that this is your pet. Having pictures of you with your pet, maybe having some printed off and in the folder in your bag would be a good idea, because then they can actually use that to say, okay, although there's no microchip, we can tell that this is your pet by the way that it looks.
So distinguishing features is a good way to tell that. So if you have a dog that has a little spot on its foot, or it's almost all white, but it has that one little spot. So it's just a way of sort of showing that it's the same animal.
That's what this bag is, what we call a go bag. It's got the essential stuff that you can throw the rest of your pet's stuff in, that you can grab it and go. A go bag. So in our go bag here, we have our folder with our pet's information. We have a treat, just because we know it's going to be stressful and we always like to have a little treat to make us feel better. Leashes or anything that's going to help you harness to get your pet safely from one location to another. That could be a crate as well, because you should have some place to secure your pet so that they can lay down where they're not going to be running all over. We also have about a week's worth of food. Now, depending on your pet, this could be a week's worth or this could be a week's worth. You could also have a small animal like one of our smaller rodents that we have up for adoption. So it can all look different, but you can have these items in your bag. The food, you may want to wait and make sure it's fresh, but you should always make sure, and just your daily lives, that you have about a week's worth of food around for your pets and about 2 weeks worth of medication. In an emergency, food might be a little easier to get than your pet's medication, so never let that run out. And that's just a general thing because of supply and demand. But in an emergency, it might be harder to get those items to you.
And that might be something you might have to switch out every once in a while. So maybe you have a bag ready to go, but your food supply is running low, so you can just use what you have here and then replace it as needed. And the medications too, because obviously you don't want to keep certain medications around for too long. Otherwise they might go bad or pass their expiration dates.
When it comes to your go bag, you want to make sure that there's plenty of room for everything that your pet needs. We're kind of focused on dogs here, but what if it's a cat? Maybe you have just an extra small litter box and a bag of litter that you can grab and go. Maybe it's you can throw room to throw in their favorite toys, their favorite blanket, bed, whatever's going to help them be comfortable in a stressful situation. The other thing to think about is what types of a disaster could affect your area. So although we don't have a lot of flooding situations here, as we just saw recently with Hurricane Ian, a lot of flooding happened. So you could have your folder and your go bag, but maybe you want to make sure you have a waterproof option. You could put your folder in a Ziploc bag so that no water gets inside. You could have everything inside a Rubbermaid tote of some kind that's got a good seal so that it's waterproof, and anything that's easy to carry. Sometimes that duffel bag, once it gets everything put in, it's going to be a little heavy. So again, make sure it's easily grabbed and convenient.
And another thing to talk about are some things that can happen anywhere. So fire safety is probably one of the things that no matter where you are, it's something that your family should be prepared for. And that's not only for your pets, that's also for all of the people in the house as well. So make sure you have a fire safety plan in place for every member of the family. And that will include your pets. They do have little door stickers that you can put on a door to let firefighters know how many animals are in the household. So for instance, I have 2 dogs, 1 cat, and a snake. And that way it just sort of gives the firefighters information before they enter the building. But keep in mind, if you cannot get your pets out of a building, do not go back in. That is something that the firefighters should be doing, and that's what those stickers are for.
You always want to make sure that you're safe first, because if you're not safe, then you're not going to be able to help take care of your pet afterwards. But having a safe crate or something, because we all know cats, you can't just carry a cat out of the house easily and expect it to stay in your arms nicely. But having a crate or one of those boxes that has all the holes in the side so that it's some place you can put your animal in to safely get them outside until you can get them to a safer spot. And once the first responders show up, they'll be able to call in reinforcements to help make sure that you and your pets are safe.
Well, thank you guys for watching the video. There will be some more videos as well as safety tips throughout the month, so be sure to check them out.